Anywho, let's move on to crypto quickly. I'm gonna address this now because every freaking question I'm getting from strangers is, where do I see Bitcoin going? Where do I see Ether going? And at the end of the day, if you know me, like loads of you that have been in this community for a while, I really don't give a shit about where Bitcoin or Ether are going to hit in terms of, at what time and when is it going to hit. Because ultimately, a bunch of things really. I'm trading the public. So that's all we're doing as traders. We're effectively day trading human attention, and you begin to learn how humans think in herds, and humans in herds are dumb as shit. We are so stupid in herds, it's ridiculous. That's why we're so pliable in all sorts of respects. And so what I see the herd doing is really rolling into Bitcoin in a massive way over the next 5 years. So in terms of human hype, this is why, one reason I see Bitcoin and Ether going crazy, and in fact I've made videos hours long going through the reasons why I see Bitcoin hitting $50,000 plus, but I can't put a time on that. You can give a forecast, but definitely don't put a time on it. So I see that happening in the long run, so I don't care whether it takes 2 years or even 10 years. It's still a freaking good trade. Even if it takes 10 years to get to 50k, still a great R multiple, still good return on time invested and return on capital invested. And what I know for sure is that if it does, let's say, go up to 50,000, it's not going to be a nice straight line. It's going to be freaking worm central. What I mean by worm central, it'll be like, way, some stuff like that. And I'm under no illusion that, hell, if it really does blow our minds and it goes whoop, up to 100,000, you've really got to expect Bitcoin to fall back to 20. It's done that. I've seen Bitcoin go from $1,000 down to $100. I've seen it does that all of the time. So just pound cost average in over time, and you'll be fine. So let's just get rid of some of these little drawings. Whoopsie. So yeah, I'm bullish, but for the long term, just buy, hold, etc., etc. Looking at Bitcoin right now is looking bullish actually, because what we're seeing on the daily chart is a squeeze. Whoops. Obviously I can't draw, but so this, it's a bit hard. I mean, is that there's so much momentum with this. I mean, this could be that sort of squeeze, flat top rising, and then it could have a little fall before. But either way, I'm not trading this, and it would be foolish to trade crypto because it's got such a small market share. But it is following some sort of trend line. So yeah, literally just pound cost average in if you're trying to get in. So that's that. Ether, obviously we're doing the Ether Bitcoin trade. Ether's still hovering around 600. Part of me still thinks there's a lot of space to fill. Ether's got all that to fall into. If we go to Bitcoin again, I mean it's actually sticking very well to this trend line here. But what is the bigger trend line? Let's have a look. So there's definitely this trend line here where it looks like it's just attacked it twice here, and then it's gone nuts. So, and then where's the other trend line? I guess if you're going to draw, I guess it's going to be something like that, or at least that. So if we zoom in a bit, it's got all of this to fall into potentially. So back to 16, 17, 18. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me at all if it did that. And if it does, hey, yeah, it'll be a buying opportunity if it does. It'll be, like James has said, flashbacks to December 2017. So, what was I talking about? That's Bitcoin. Oh yeah, and then the Ether Bitcoin trade. Let's have a look at that. Still Ether is so undervalued compared to Bitcoin, it's ridiculous. So it's still a great time to get into Ether. Whether it goes up or down or not, it doesn't really matter. That's all I'm doing. I guess talking about the... and yeah, by the way, there's just so much shenanigans behind the scenes. It's another reason why you really can't hang your hat on any predictions, no matter how much conviction someone has. But I guess when I'm looking at my portfolio, I have sort of reassessed my portfolio, and it's shifting slightly because, in my belief, what I will be doing, I haven't got my full allocation of crypto yet, but what I'm going to aim for is this. It's going to be some 25. Yeah, it's probably going to be more like 50% Ether, 25% Bitcoin, and then this 25% I'm going to split. Originally it would be sort of Kryptonian portfolio, but I think I'll do 12.5% Kryptonian portfolio. Whoops. Portfolio, and this 12.5% purely privacy coins. Honestly, it's now inescapable. A cashless society globally is inescapable within the next 10 years for sure, most likely within 5 years. And when we fall into a cashless society, privacy coins are going to go through the roof. As I said in other previous videos, pawns, crime and gambling, like that's what drove the internet originally. That's what's going to drive cryptos. But just look at criminals. I mean, there was a stat I read a few years back that back when I read it, there were 2,500 billionaires on the planet, and that was official billionaires. And what I think it was Credit Suisse of saying is that there's roughly, most likely, 2,500 illegal billionaires as well. So there's 2,500 billionaires which are official and legit so to speak, and then at least the same amount in the underworld, crime, all that sort of stuff. So when the world is in a cashless society, what are they going to transact in? They're not going to be using DigiDollar or DigiSterling because that's fully traceable. They won't be using Bitcoin because you're an idiot if you're dealing in crime in Bitcoin, because something like 99.9% of all illegal dealings in Bitcoin have been traced and caught. So it'll have to be privacy. It'll have to be things like Dash, Monero, or any other sort of privacy coins which haven't even been born yet. So I think I'm staking my little stake in the ground, so to speak, on privacy coins. So yeah. So Tim has asked, what do you look at to decide on the Kryptonian portfolio? Okay, so I'll go through this now very quickly, and then I guess I'll chop this video up into a shorter video. So if you go to, is it Masario.io? I think it just popped up there, /screener, is it? Nah, let's try again. Masario. There we go. Masari.io /screener. So again, just like stocks have their own sectors, like pharmaceutical stocks, tech stocks, war stocks, all that sort of stuff, crypto also has its own sectors. So when you go, I'll put this link in the chat box actually, just so you can see it. So if you go to sector over here on the right and just alphabetize it, you'll see all of the different sectors. So advertising, AI, app development, asset management, all etc. etc. Now bear in mind there's roughly 7,000, 8,000 crypto projects on the planet right now. I mean on this there's only 899, but if you go to coinmarketcap.com, like when I first got into crypto, I remember like 500 crypto projects, and over here it's 7,800. It's just growing up massively. So all you would do with the Kryptonian portfolio is simply buy the top 1 or 2 coins in terms of market cap per sector. So if I wanted to get in on, I don't know, decentralized exchanges, simply look at the one with the biggest market cap. So here, Uniswap, 0.92 billion, so $920 million there. And and you could probably buy maybe the top 2 or 3. So OX, Sushi Swap, seriously, Uniswap. Mind you, there's some good projects here. Loopring, Kyber, Thorchain Curve, Bancors there. Interesting. So yeah, buy the top 2 or 3, like, you know, if you're looking at energy. I mean, there's not many energy ones here, but the biggest one, God, yeah, it's tiny. 0.41 million Power Ledger. Yeah, I guess. So, what is that now? That was interesting. I was looking at Power Ledger not so long ago. Show me a chart, please. Let's go to Power Ledger. Had a massive spike, if I can remember correctly. Yeah, it's this spike up here to a couple of dollars, and then it crashed. Yeah, I guess I'm surprised Energy Web isn't there. Anyway, so obviously have a look at the best projects, and then what you'll end up having in your Kryptonian portfolio is like 40 to 50 odd coins, because there's all sorts of sectors, and that way you know that you'll have your finger in every sector. So when you hear in the news, or eventually a certain sector going through the roof, like privacy coins, whatever, you'll know, I've got some there. So that's what I guess where I stand personally with my Ether. At the moment, I've only got Ether and I am looking at trying to get another chunk into crypto at some point soon. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. And Vinny, in terms of wallets, any hardware wallets to store them, you're going to end up with loads of different things. So I'm using my Ether wallet for my Ether. I'll just use an all paper wallet for the Bitcoin, old-fashioned stuff. And then, you know, whatever you get over in this sector with the Kryptonian portfolio or the privacy coins, just use the official wallets. No, Ledger won't do them all, I don't think. Unfortunately, there is no wallet for the whole world of crypto. I mean, that in itself is a great project that will make a shitload of money. If you could find the devs that could build it. But yeah,